don't know what you could possibly expect under this condition, so I'll wait for the ambulance to come pick us up.
Okay, I'm Tyler Russell from KX 93.5. We are outside the Observatory here in Santa Ana. That's Andrew McMahon. Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
This is a big deal because it's your hometown show, and you're touring solo. And welcome home, I guess I should say.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Yeah. So kind of take us to this. I mean, you're touring all over the country, but this has got to be a totally different vibe when you play, 15 minutes from where you grew up, pretty much.
Yeah, it's a much bigger headache. Yeah, we've got well, you saw me running around. It's a lot of family, a lot of friends. So just like working the guest list, trying to figure out, getting everybody sorted out, and but it's great. It's good to be here. I recorded the first Something Corporate record on this stage back when it was the Galaxy and in the dressing room upstairs. So I got a lot of history in this room. So
it has a lot of meaning to you too, being here. I didn't realize the Observatory actually recorded, or when it was the Galaxy, recorded albums.
They didn't. Oh. No, it was literally. I mean, they the owner of the Coach House in the Galaxy at the time was a real supporter of the band, and so we just set up and live mic'd everything, and they brought out a board, and we just sort of used it as a recording space, but it wasn't actually intended as one.
All right, well that's pretty awesome. So this is one of the first times you've been without a group, I should say. I mean, about a year ago, everything changed from Jax and Something Corporate to just Andrew McMahon. So how has the response been in terms of fans?
I mean, it's been great. I mean, tonight's a sold-out show, which is exciting for us. And, I mean, it's a bigger band than I've ever played with that's out here with me now. And we're kind of doing a little bit from both the Jax and the Something Corporate catalog and playing some new music as well. And no, it's been cool. It's been cool to kind of see all these songs end up in one space on one stage. And so far, it seems like people are into it.
Right. And then the new stuff for you is not far off, right? Next month, Pop Underground.
Yep.
So what's the name? Describe the name to me.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I guess I felt like, if I've looked at my career as a whole, it's always been some version of sort of like, just bubbling up to the surface, this pop music that I've made, and maybe it's not totally pop if it never broke the surface, but I think there's a little bit of irony in that. I suppose
there's been a couple radio hits here and there.
It's gotten close, but yeah. But no, I think in a lot of senses that's sort of how that's sort of how I perceive what I do, is this sort of underground version of pop music, and it's also a reference to these fans that have sort of made that space with me and carried me through all these different projects.
How much of that will we hear on stage tonight?
You'll hear a couple songs, yeah. Okay. Yeah, a couple new songs.
Without revealing too much.
Yeah.
I'm going to post this video on YouTube right now, and then everybody's going to be like...
There's already videos of the two songs we're playing up on YouTube.
Okay, I won't reveal too many secrets. So take us to the Andrew McMahon tour bus. I know you have a lot of family here tonight, but usually it's you and the band or whatever. What's a day like?
I mean, truthfully, it's not as glamorous as you'd think. It's it's us trying to sleep as late as humanly possible in those bunks, and then waking up and getting some coffee and maybe some lunch, and then heading out for a sound check around 3. And I usually spend an hour or so trying to put together a set list, and then sort of focus on that and whatever other business there is of the day, and yeah, by about 7, they open up doors and we start watching the opening acts before we go on stage.
Right.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize you actually change the set list nearly every night then?
Yeah, every night.
Why do you do that?
It's funny when you start repeating yourself and playing the same set list over and over again. It just, at least I've tended to find, you can kind of get almost too in a rhythm, and sort of by changing it every night, it keeps you on your toes. And some nights work better than others, but it keeps it free, and it keeps it exciting and spontaneous, I think. Yeah.
Obviously tonight's going to be crazy with the people who have known and loved you for so long. Is there a place elsewhere in the country that has surprised you of how dedicated Jax or Something Corporate or Andrew McMahon fans you have found?
It's funny. It's like from night to night, it could be anywhere. But I mean, we have a really particularly great following in the Midwest and the Northeast as well, and those fans have taken pretty good care of us over the years. But yeah, I mean, it's funny. Some nights it just depends on the crowd, the venue, the day of the week, and you can be just blown away. Like in a certain city where you're like, oh my God, I didn't think these people would be here, and they will blow you away sometimes. Yeah.
Right. And then I do want to touch on the Dear Jack stuff a little bit. You have is the fundraising concert planned, the one you usually do?
Well, yeah, usually we usually do a concert too. We did 2 last year up at the El Rey in Los Angeles, and yeah, we'll probably be doing them again this year. And we do a charity golf tournament, which will probably happen around September or October up in LA. And yeah, I mean, we'll be doing a lot of fundraising throughout the year.
Okay. looking at your Twitter, your Instagram, it's so cool to see your fans like so inspired by you, having gone through what you did, and then other people going through similar journeys and listening to your music and being changed by your music. I mean, that must be pretty touching.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. I think there's definitely sort of this weird bond that you make with people when they go through something like that, and you share that experience. And certainly for me, having made the documentary and started the foundation and all that, I think there ends up being this tie back to a whole other world of people that maybe I wouldn't have been connected to just through the music. And it's a real privilege.
This is a really deep question, but do you look back on it and like associate a reason, a meaning why it all happened now?
Truthfully, not
really.
Not really. I mean, I think that's sort of. I mean, I know people who very much do feel that way, and I think there are certainly things that I tie back to that, and I think, wow, what a different direction my life would have taken had this not happened, and certainly a lot of that is positive. Yeah. But I do think in a lot of ways the world is just a chaotic place, and things happen, and you can't always assign a reason, but certainly there's been a lot of great things that have come out of it, and for that I'm thankful. Yeah.
Well, your music is a beacon for those people who went through the same thing, and I'm excited to see what you do solo. I've never seen you solo. I saw Jax when I was in high school, probably. Yeah. So for you to mix it up tonight and do a little of your own stuff and a little bit of everything, I'm thrilled, man. So thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Again, Andrew McMahon. We're here backstage at the Observatory in Santa Ana. He's taking the stage in a bit, and thanks, man. See ya.